Hello. One there with me?
Get you more hot dogs.
You'll need to click down at the bottom where it says start or stop video. That will actually bring your picture up.
Hey! I got it. I got it.
Who else is that coming on? So as you're joining, you'll have a microphone that you'll just want to click. Have a red slash over that, and that will actually unmute your microphone. And then it should say start video down at the bottom. That will actually let you bring your picture up so that we can see each other. Tina, if you haven't figured it out, you're just going to start video down at the bottom then whenever it starts.
Hello.
Hello. Hi, Miss Joanne.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good.
Good.
Hope you don't mind, but I got to eat my supper while we're talking.
No problem. Are you at work tonight?
Nope. I'm home.
Okay. Just make sure to click start video so I can see ya.
Oh, okay. I didn't realize you didn't. There we go. Okay.
There she is.
All's well.
Yay.
I'm having a yummy salad and smothered chicken for dinner tonight.
Yum. That sounds yummy.
Mm-hmm.
Were you off today or did you work earlier in the day?
No, I was off today.
Woo-hoo!
I worked for a couple days in a row. I've been working. So today I had a day off.
Oh my. Well, I'm glad you got to enjoy this beautiful weather.
Oh, I did. You know what? I went out and cleaned up all my flower beds. I did a little bit of weeding. I got everything. I even got a couple plants out that are more hardy, that can enjoy the sunlight and can tolerate the temperatures a little bit. So it was a productive day. Got lots of laundry done. And I have a little dog sitting here right beside me. You want to come over here with me, Molly? Maybe you can see her. Here's Molly. She's looking for chicken. Molly was left in the mailbox when she was a baby dog. She was only 5 or 6 weeks old. Put your head up here, Molly. There she is. She's part beagle and part dachshund. Somebody didn't want her, so they put her in the mailbox.
Are you serious?
No, I'm totally serious.
That's crazy.
Totally. Yeah. So we adopted her because we had to put our 21-year-old cat to sleep. So we took her.
Gotcha.
How we got her. Come here. Come up here so everybody can see you.
Hi, Miss Angela.
Hey guys.
How are you?
I'm good. Getting some dinner. I just got my hair done and just kind of all over. I'm at my mom's.
Where's my baby at?
Oh, she's in the other room with her daddy.
Oh, love it on that darn dad.
Yeah.
Hasn't she learned by now? I can see her beautiful face.
Right? I know. Well,
that's okay. Well, it looks like Tina's on with us. I don't know if she hasn't busy.
Yeah, I just messaged her. She is muted and then her video's not on, so she has to just the mute button's on the bottom left. Unmute. And the video's right next to it. It should say start video if you're seeing this.
Becky, before I forget, thank you. I got my banner.
Yay!
It's really cute.
Thank you. I'm glad you like it. You definitely earned it. So
thank you.
I'm excited. And then we do have another director. You guys may have noticed on with us a second ago. Her name's Erin. I met her in Chicago, so she's going to be just kind of shadowing and kind of watching what we do for our weekly trainings and just kind of observing and yeah. All right, who else joined us? Hello, Miss Becky.
Hey guys, from Georgia.
Hello. That's Erin, y'all. She's from Georgia. My Georgia peach.
What's up, y'all?
Love that accent. See, isn't this cool, Erin? How you can see everyone?
I like it. I really do. This is nice. We had our team meeting last night, and no one came.
Oh,
so this would be great. Yeah, it was fabulous. Out of 20 people, not one person came. But either way, right?
Well, I find this kind of works with everyone's schedules. You know, we kind of left the time up to the team, you know, what works best for everyone. So, you know, and like I said, my team's kind of spread out. So this gives us the opportunity, you know, to kind of get to know, you know, everybody. So
I like it.
All right, Becky, make sure you don't forget to click start video so we can see your beautiful face. And then there's Shannon. Hello, Shannon. And I know Shannon muted. She had her dog was going crazy. So if you want to talk, just make sure to unmute.
All right, I think I got it.
How's Becky? Oh, she's stuffing her face. Everybody's eating all at one time. So. How are you doing, Shannon?
Good.
Good. See how much easier this is? With your kids, you can still kind of so pretty cool.
Mommy.
All right, we're just going to give it like 2 more minutes, and then we'll see about going ahead and starting. I know normally we have Leslie. Haven't seen her on yet. That's all right, Shannon. I'm using ceilings. All right, let me message one more person, and then we'll get started. Am I forgetting anyone? I messaged Laura, I messaged Leslie. Brittany wasn't able to join us tonight. Is there anyone I'm forgetting?
Is Joanne working?
Nope, Joanne's on with us.
Oh, see, I can't see anybody.
Oh, that's weird.
There she is. Hi,
Believe it
Joanne.
or not, I'm not working tonight.
I'd be sleeping if I were you.
I've been outside working in my flower beds, cleaning
Oh,
up
my.
everything.
She's
What a
crazy.
Beautiful day.
Now I'm eating my chicken and my salad for dinner. So if you see me feeding my face, that's why.
It's all right. I brought cookies. I'd share if I could.
Can you send them through the camera? Cookie sounds really yummy.
Yeah, I could eat a treat tonight too. I was thinking, what would be good to make tonight for dessert? But I didn't.
Entitled to a cookie once in a while. I just eat more than my fair share. All right, well, I haven't heard back from the other girls yet, so we're going to go ahead and kind of dive right in. We are talking about tonight. How many of you guys would say that your calendars are where they need to be going into spring?
Well, mine isn't, but it's deliberate because I knew I had a heavy work schedule.
Right? So we know you were covering with some other people's shifts.
Yeah, but I can fix that.
Yeah. And
I
it's easily done.
I just made it light so I can handle it with what I have to do.
Right. So let's just say you're one of those people that your calendar is quite not where it should be or not where you want it to be. But you're at the point where you've kind of exhausted all of your contacts, your friends and family. You're at the point where, Becky, can you hear me okay?
You're a little muffled, but it's all right.
Okay. I can move if I need to. If it gets bad, let me know.
I can drive over.
You could.
Easy for you.
Yeah.
So let's say you're at that part, though, where, you're kind of like, all your friends and they're like, oh my God, I don't need any more Pampered Chef. Your family doesn't need any more Pampered Chef. They kind of run scared after a while. And they really just don't want any more Pampered Chef. So we know that they're not going to be viable contacts for booking. So where do you turn? Okay. And that's kind of where we're at with vendor shows. I kind of built my business 4 years ago on vendor events because, you guys know my story. I walked into work, I had no job anymore. So I wanted Pampered Chef to be my full-time job. So how do you do that when you don't have any family around? You don't have any real good friends around. So I have to kind of find a whole new pool of content. Well, I found that vendor events were the best way for me to do that. And so I kind of threw myself into doing as many vendor events as I could in the beginning. So on average, I was doing anywhere from 5 to 7 events done. How many of you guys have done vendor events in the past?
Not for Pampered Chef, only for Stampin' Up.
Okay. Becky, you've done events. Angela, I think you've done one vendor event. Am I right? Just the one?
Yeah, I think
Okay. And Shannon's brand new to our little world, but Shannon, have you ever done any vendor events with Scentsy when you were doing Scentsy?
All right, can you hear me?
I hear you.
Oh, that is so weird. You can hear me. What was your question? Hello?
Shannon, have you done any vendor events?
No.
Okay. I think that was Tina, wasn't it?
All right, so we'll do a video. Okay, voice video. Can you guys hear me?
I hear you, Tina.
Oh, okay.
Yep, now we just have to start video.
I know, I can't figure it out.
So if you click down at the bottom where it says start video, that should actually bring your picture up for us.
Cody, you gotta pull that out of the oven. Let's see, so I see invite participants, share screen, chat, record. I don't see click video.
Just over to the left. You're almost on the right thing.
Almost. You can see my computer?
Well, 'cause but if you look to the left, that's where it says start video.
Well, I'm on the arrow that's next to the word mute, and it says disconnected or test computer audio.
Are you on a phone or on a computer?
Right now I'm on the phone. I was on the computer. So I can see you on the computer, but I can hear you on the phone.
All right, Angela, are you messaging her?
I'm trying to see if she's on her phone. Can she not do the video?
Yeah, she should be able to do start video on there. Are you on an Android or an iPhone?
iPhone.
Yeah, that's really weird. It should be fine.
I hit FaceTime, and I thought that would be doing it, but I guess not.
No, not FaceTime. It's actually a completely different program. So if you just click that, you clicked the link that we sent you, and then it should come up that, like with every video on here.
Yeah, it says join by phone or join by computer, and I clicked on join by computer.
Yeah.
And it says disconnected or test computer audio. So maybe I disconnected is what I did.
You know what I learned one time? Before I ever used this for a show, I used it to talk to a friend on the phone. And because we were talking on the phone before we got onto Zoom together, it wouldn't allow me to do the video part with her. So maybe you need to hang up the phone and just go on your computer.
Or just hang up and
when I did it.
just disconnect and try to rejoin again. It should let you.
Okay, I'll try.
Try to go solely on the computer, no phone.
Okay, bye.
Laura, are you there? Make sure you click start video. All right, so where were we? So we're trying to find new contacts for our circles. Vendor events are going to help you in a lot of different ways. I've always been in the mindset that if you're going to be doing a vendor event for money, as far as selling cash and carry or actually collecting orders, it's probably not the right mindset to go into a vendor event for. So I'm going to kind of walk through some pointers with you guys with vendor events. Right now is like the perfect time to be finding vendor events because, you know, it's starting to get a little bit warmer outside. A lot of churches and different organizations are starting to have them to raise money to do, you know, like Eastery kind of things, spring craft events, spring vendor shows. They're just going to be everywhere. You're going to see signs everywhere for them. So some of the key places that I've always looked at for vendor events have been checking with your local churches, newspapers, asking your friends, putting it out there on social media, just, you know, hey guys, does anybody know of any vendor events around that might be looking for some vendors? Community boards. So a lot of times you'll see community boards in your local grocery stores, in your post office, local gas stations sometimes will have them. There's a variety of different places that you'll find those community boards at. A lot of times that's where you're going to find flyers for local events. So what I like to do is instead of taking someone's flyer down, because remember, you know, they printed it and put the expense out there, just take your picture or take your phone out and take a picture of the flyer as you're finding those flyers out there. And then that way you have the information to be able to follow up with whoever the organizer is.
You're being naughty.
Another great resource for vendor events is Craigslist. I don't ever recommend anybody using Craigslist. I love those eyes, Becky. That is great. For selling stuff because it's not very safe.
Me no go on Craigslist. Me no want dead.
But Craigslist is a really, really good place to find local events, okay? And they post them on there that they're looking for vendors. And like I said, I don't advise you actually doing it as far as trying to sell something or sell yourself, but to actually find events, it's a really good resource. Hi, Laura. Did you get your hair cut? Oh my gosh. Sorry, but it looks way cute.
Okay, sorry. My computer is being retarded, so I'm on my phone, and I don't know how to use this thing on my phone.
It's all good.
3 and 1.
All right, so what are some of the best places to find different vendor events? So vendor events are an investment. Not only are they an investment of your time, but they're also an investment financially sometimes. A lot of times people have asked me, how much money should I put out for a vendor event? Well, I would tell you that it's really going to depend on what the event's all about. Okay, so if you've got, let's say, a 50-year vendor event, one that's successful, one that draws huge crowds like 15 to 20,000 people, then yeah, it's going to be worth it to put a little bit extra money into an event like that. If you've got a first-year event, on the other hand, completely different story. Okay, for a first-year event, depending on what your area normally costs, I would say no more than $25 to $50, and $50 only if that event is actually really, really well publicized. Meaning that organizer is not just saying, oh yeah, we're creating a Facebook event, because we all know what Facebook events do for our business, right? Not very well. So, I have gotten to this position now as far as the vendor events go that I'm able to be very selective with what I decide to put my money forward on. And I really only choose to do vendor events that have been around a little while, 5 years or longer, or if I have a friend that is organizing something, then I'll typically do that event for them. But I really only go after the events that have been around for a while, just because they seem to be the ones that you're going to get the most reward, most bang for your buck, basically.
Can you restart it?
So I look at vendor events as they can be a goose egg or an egg. Okay? Meaning that, again, some are going to flop, and then some are just going to blow you away with the amount of contacts that you get from the event. Now, contacts are not a guarantee, okay? I don't want you to ever go to a vendor event thinking that, I'm putting this money out there, I'm going to walk away with 100 contacts. It's not ever a guarantee, but there's things that you can do to kind of help that along, that you can make sure that you do walk away with some contacts. First of all, I always recommend that you're not sitting, always be standing. When you're sitting, it's more inviting for people to walk up to your booth. If you're sitting, it's more of a non-approachable position than if you're actually standing. If you're standing, it's more welcoming. When you're standing, it also makes it easier to actually make eye contact with people or to strike up those conversations. So how about sales? Has anybody ever really gone into a vendor event thinking, oh, this is going to be my big ticket, this is where I'm going to make $500 from, this is where I'm going to sell all my cash and carry? I think I've been guilty of that in the past too, but I've really learned those lessons the hard way, because nobody wants to leave an event feeling crushed or like their time was basically useless. That you've sat there for, 6 to 8 hours for an event and really come away with nothing. So I would definitely, kind of changing your mindset and knowing that it's not about the sales and it's not about immediate bookings or cash and carry. but it's all about the potential and what that vendor event can potentially do for your business. Okay? The potential is that you're going to make contacts, whether it's a really bad event. Okay? Some of my worst events have yielded the best results. Just meaning that if you have no kind of traffic as far as guests go, then make sure you're utilizing the people around you with other vendors. Okay? Remember, you guys are sharing that experience. If you're beating yourself up because it's a bad event, most likely they're doing the same thing. And they're going to be a little bit more inquisitive as far as what you have to offer them. So it may be the perfect kind of situation for both of you, that not only can they do something for you, but you can do something for them. Okay? And that's going to not only help you, but help them, and it's going to build a relationship. So vendor events are more about relationships. You know, building that relationship with the coordinator of the event is key, because guess what? When you have a good connection with that person, most likely they're going to invite you back the next year, right? And if it's been a really good event, then you want to come back the next year. Don't be that person that sets the negative mode, okay? You know, we've all run into sometimes where you kind of jump on the bandwagon. You've got a really bad event, and then you start to hear other vendors that are like, oh my gosh, this is the worst event I've ever been to in my life. And then other people start to feed into that. So just make sure that that's not you, because word will travel around eventually. That person, you're going to mince feelings with that person that's, you know, worked really hard. If you've never done or operated or ran a vendor event, it is a lot of time out of your schedule. Trust me, speaking from experience on a vendor event, whether it's a successful vendor event or a flop of a vendor event, it takes a lot of time to organize them. So just make sure that you're kind of aware of that, that somebody's worked really hard on putting it together. And it may not have been the best event, but they've worked really hard. Angela, that is awesome.
Wait, what?
Went, oh!
She finally got on. I see her.
Hi, Tina. Right, so we have another guest that we finally see, guys. This is Tina, and Tina is one of Angela's aunts. It's actually a potential for her business. So thanks for joining us, Tina, and taking a little bit of time out of your evening with us.
What are you going to make the kids?
Hopefully we answer any questions that you may run across. Okay, so your display. Okay, let's talk display. Your display is going to draw people into your actual booth. Okay, so typically this time of the year and focus on the new products. If you're a brand new consultant, then you can set your booth up with all of your new consultant products. Ooh, we sound like we're echoing.
Was that a fire truck by any chance going by somebody's house?
I don't know. I've got like people joining in, and Laura, you're on 2 spots. She must be changing computers or something. I don't know. As long as everybody hears okay, we're good. So when you're setting the vendor booth up, it's key that you have a bunch of cash and carry. It's not critical that you have a bunch of different products. You can actually just set your vendor booth up with just your new consultant product. And guess what happens with that? That eventually turns into a lot more leads, because they come to your table and they see this amazing setup, and what you have on there is exactly what they have the chance to get as a new consultant. So you're able to more, easily have that conversation about our business opportunity, knowing that you're showing them right there what, you start off with as a new consultant. Is it great to have all the bells and whistles? Absolutely. But if you only have the bare bones, you can still do a vendor event, okay? It is still okay to just set up with your new consultant kit. the key is building the connections and the relationships. So it's really not about the product. It's really about talking and communicating with those people as they come up to your table. Make small talk. Okay, so this is a pretty good point. A lot of times when people come up to a vendor table, I think we're all kind of drawn in a little bit that it needs to be 100% about Pampered Chef. And I would tell you in my experience again that what I found to yield better results is when I've actually forgotten about Pampered Chef and focused on, oh my gosh, your little girl's so cute. You know, oh my gosh, you know, is your son play soccer because he's in a soccer gear or something like that. Just noticing and picking up on the small things. The other thing that this allows you to do is when they filled out the drawing slip, you can make little notes on the back of the drawing slips so that when you call to do your follow-up with them, you have a way to refer back to that person, because you're more likely to remember that Brittany has this cute little girl that has these big brown eyes if you've written it down versus calling Brittany with no note. Okay, it's a little bit easier to remember her and make it feel like you guys connected.
How do you do that?
What do you mean?
I mean, you've got 7 people standing at your table. They're waiting in line to fill out their slips. They're stuffing them in the box and they're running to their chairs or they're running to the next table. When do you have time to dig them out? How do you know whose is whose?
I normally, if I have a lot of people at the table, I still try to at least connect with one of the people that are at the table, Becky. You may not get to all 7 of those people, but if you connect with one person and make notes on the back of the slip after they've left the table, I just normally kind of see where they put the slip at in the box or whatever I have this going into. And then I pull that back out and just write notes on the back of it.
You must be more sly than I.
Maybe that's it, and maybe it's not. I don't know.
I use the example of Sunday.
Uh-huh.
I would not have been able to put anything on the back of anybody's slip because as soon as one left, another one would come up.
Right.
And it's not fair to that one to say, oh, excuse me while I do this. I want to focus my attention on her.
Right.
So
I mean,
unless you could write down something on a piece of paper, maybe catch their name and then write it down on a piece of paper so you could compare it to the names on the slips. That would be the only way I would know to do it.
I mean, maybe it'll be easier, you know, if you tried to do it in a slower situation until you kind of got into a rhythm of it at like a bigger event or like you were at where there was a lot of traffic. Again, I just think that, you know, it's even, they may not even ever have any kids with them. You know, there may not be anything immediate that you can refer to other than, you know, I don't know, short woman with tall high heels. I don't know. Finding a way to kind of know who you are when you call.
You're fading out.
All right, can you hear me?
Yeah, that's better.
Okay. But just finding a way to refer to who that person is. So something that stands out about them. You know, really pretty necklace on, or even if it's not something you actually get to talk to them about, but just a way to kind of take it back to them. So, you know, they had a pretty necklace on, or you really liked their, you know, their manicure or something. Something as simple as that to just make it personal. But what I kind of am pushing is the fact that when they come up to the table, don't necessarily just make it about Pampered Chef. You know, make it about more than Pampered Chef. Introduce yourself. You know, tell them a little bit about yourself, why you do this business, sharing with them basically. You know, when you start to open up to them, they'll start to open up to you, because trust me, they're not going to be the first ones to do it. It's going to take you kind of putting your foot out there in order to get them to open up to you. So I think my number one tip for vendor events is this. If you put the money out to do a vendor event, and you do not follow up within 48 hours, then you might as well have not done the event. Would you guys all agree?
Makes sense to me.
Yeah. And the reason why I say this is because think about it. How many are, Becky, at your event yesterday, what Sunday, excuse me, how many other vendors were there?
How many?
Yeah, how many other vendors were there?
There were probably 10 of us all together.
Okay.
Not very many, as most vendor events go.
So of 10, you guys are all there for the same reason. Would you agree?
Yep.
All going to be there to make connections, to get contacts, to follow up with leads, the whole 9 yards. So if you wait 7, 10 days, 3 weeks, a month from now to call people, guess who's already called them?
Those other vendors.
Those other vendors. Would you agree, Laura? Yeah? So if the other vendors have already called, guess what potentially just happened?
You lost a sale and a customer.
Yeah. I mean, think about it. If they've done their job and they've actually followed up with those customers in 24 to 48 hours.
Becky's got the business.
Yeah, they took the business, because do you think that customers are going to book a show with all 10 vendors?
No.
Or is it going to be maybe that one person that stood out amongst the crowd? That one person that immediately called them back and said, oh my gosh, thank you so much for coming to my booth yesterday. It was great to get to talk to you. It's definitely going to be that person that immediately follows up. Is going to be the one that has all of the potential as far as booking a show goes. Okay. Or having that, kind of lifelong, if you will, connection with that customer. It's not going to be the customer that's going to, book with you a month later when they have no idea who you are and why you're calling them after a month. You kind of, at that point, you might as well not even call. Okay. At that point, the only good that they are is probably taking their email address and adding it in to receive your newsletter, and that's about it. And then maybe eventually they might get in contact with you about ordering something, or possibly getting immediate potential from that vendor event. That chance will be out the door. All right, so what questions do you guys have for me on vendor events?
What do you say after you say it was great to talk to you?
I can barely hear you, Miss Angela.
Can you hear me yet?
No.
Better? Okay, hold on. I'm finishing up nursing.
Oh, sorry. I hear you better now where you were.
Okay, I was just asking what you say to them after you say, hey, thanks for coming, it was great to talk to you. Like, what do you say without, like, giving too much information? You know what I mean?
If I have notes on my little vendor slip, on the drawing slips, then that's when immediately, like, okay, let's role play for a second, Angela, okay? So I'm calling you and you're my customer, and I just met you yesterday at a vendor event, okay? All right, so phone's ringing.
Hello?
Hello? No, I'm joking. Hi, Angela. This is Becky with the Pampered Chef. How are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. You have a minute to talk?
I do. What's up?
Okay. Well, I met you at the vendor event yesterday, and I was at the Pampered Chef table. Do you remember me?
Yes.
Okay. Well, the reason why I was calling was you had marked on your drawing slip that you might be interested in doing a cooking show with me. And I just wanted to follow back up and kind of go over the specials with you. Is that something that would interest you?
Okay. I'm taking notes.
Okay.
Yes.
All of those scenarios, guys, are going to change. Trust me. You're going to get at the point where I said, is now a good time to talk. Why do I ask that?
Courteous.
What's that?
It's courteous and
Absolutely. Let's say that customer you're calling is breastfeeding. That is the last time, I'm sorry, that she wants to talk to you is when she's sitting there nursing her baby. Or let's say she's bathing the dog or doing the dishes or the kids are in the background screaming. The last thing that she wants to do is have a conversation at that moment. Will we all agree?
Mm-hmm.
And immediately, if you don't ask her if it's a good time, no matter if she says it or not, her answer to anything that you're getting ready to ask her is going to be no.
Yeah.
Because you've not been respectful by asking, is now a good time to talk? If you've given her that chance, is now a good time to talk, she has one of two things that's going to happen. She's going to say, yes, it is, or she's going to say, no, it's not. If it's no, it's not, well, would you mind if I give you a call back tomorrow around the same time? Again, you're giving her the chance out of respect to, kind of re-engage with you at a later time. If it's a yes, then you're just going to kind of go into whatever she had marked on the drawing slip, whether it was a cooking show, whether it was a business opportunity, whether it was a bridal shower. So let's say she marked nothing on the drawing slip. Anybody ever seen those drawing slips? Nothing's marked?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So do you call those people when they mark nothing on the drawing slip?
Yes.
You absolutely do. Why do you come up with them?
Well, they apparently wanted something or they wouldn't have filled out the slip.
They might have changed their mind from the time they saw you until now.
Right. A lot of times people are just busy at that moment. They're kind of walking by the table, checking your stuff out, and moving on to the next vendor, fill out the drawing slip there, check out their stuff and move on to the next vendor. It's kind of this little rhythm that you get into when you're kind of at a vendor event and you're just shopping, you're in your groove. The last thing you want to do is be worrying about, oh yeah, I want to book a party with her, or oh my gosh, I want to join her team. So it gives you the chance to ask those questions. And again, the most important thing that you're going to start off with is what? Cryptids.
Is this a good time?
What's that?
Do you ask if it's a good time?
Yeah, you're going to start off with that. And then before you dive right in, if somebody has not given you a clue as to if they may be interested, I would tell you that you want to try a little bit harder to rebuild a connection with that person. So it's going to be a matter of, hey, do you have a time? Is now a good time to talk? If they say yes, then you could be like, oh, well, I just really wanted to call and thank you so much for stopping by my vendor booth yesterday. I know, we didn't get a lot of time to talk, but have you ever purchased any Pampered Chef products before? And then you're just going to kind of work it into the customer service end of it. And then you can kind of slide from there into the possibility if she's seen anything on your table, that she can't live without in her kitchen, then you can kind of work into bookings and the whole recruiting thing.
I have a question.
Sure.
You know me, I'm Miss Pessimistic.
Always.
What if you call somebody and you ask them if they're interested in a cooking show or whatever because they didn't check anything on their slip and they say, heck no, I just wanted free products?
Okay. Then what should you reply to them with?
If you have a show, you'll get free products.
But you can get free products by hosting a party.
Sometimes you guys are the best people to answer your own questions.
But what if they legitimately don't want to show and they were just hoping that they were going to get drawn for a free gift?
Okay. Well, and that's fine. I mean, a no is a no. If they tell you no, I'm not interested, again, is that no, not right now, or no, never?
Right.
That needs to be the next question if they say no, because you need to know whether they're giving you permission to follow back up with them, or no, they're totally not interested in what you have to offer. Okay? Because guess what? If they're not interested in what you have to offer, you're going to call them a million times. You're going to be defeated and feel defeated a million times when they tell you no. When they tell you no, they're going to keep telling you no. They're going to keep telling you no. So you might go ahead and ask a question and just check that person off of your list and say, you know what? You're slipping out into my little garbage bin, and I can bless and release you. You're going to save yourself a lot of frustration and a lot of time when you could actually be following up with another customer that may want to have a show with you. Okay? All right, what other questions we got?
So when you ask if they've ever purchased anything from Pampered Chef, where do you find that it goes from there most often?
A lot of times what I try to do is I work it in from, you're going to find out a couple things. Either they own Pampered Chef or they don't own Pampered Chef, okay? If they own Pampered Chef, then I try to find out what their favorite Pampered Chef product is. If they have Pampered Chef and I work that angle and then I go to the next one, it's going to be what my favorite Pampered Chef product is, and maybe they don't have that. So what do you think I'm going to talk about?
Something new.
What day?
Something new.
Something new, a power tool, something that not necessarily everybody can afford to buy, but maybe a great booking incentive, right? So
Right.
most of the time, my conversation is going to go right into the deep cover baker, the rock crock, or the double burner grill pan. Those are the three things that I almost always will slide right into, okay? So what if they're that person, though, that has no Pampered Chef products? Then where do you go with that conversation, Angela?
Tell me.
What's that?
do you like to do?
You tell me.
What do you say, Laura?
Ask them what kind of cooking they like to do.
Right? Ask them, you know, what kind of cooking? Are you a baker? Are you a cook? Are you a microwaver? Are you a griller? So you
I like to ask them like what their schedule's like. If they have kids involved in sports, if they don't like to cook and they're looking for easy options.
Right.
So that way I know which way to go with my conversation.
Right. And again, that conversation is going to work into, well, I've got the perfect product for you. I've got a rock crock that will help you get dinner on the table in 30 minutes or under. You know, if they're a person that doesn't have any products, well, guess what? I can fill your kitchen up for free. We can get you some Pampered Chef products. Okay. So the best thing that you guys can do is just be mindful of your words when you're having these conversations with people. What would you want to hear if you were on the other end of that phone? Okay. What would sell you if you were that customer and somebody was calling you? What would you expect from a vendor if they were calling you? Would you expect them to be respectful of your time?
No, absolutely.
Okay. So I'm gonna ask you another scenario. You have a vendor slip and they've checked no to everything on there. No cooking show, no catalog show, no business opportunity, no nothing. Do you call them or don't you call them?
I don't.
I would.
Woo! Let's see. We got a kind of split crowd here.
I would just call them and basically ask them what their interest was, why they stopped and why they wanted to fill out information.
So raise your hand if you call them. Now raise your hand if you wouldn't call them. Or you say no? Or the no, Becky's a no, Shannon's a no? Wow, we're like dead split. 50-50. I love it. So what I tell you guys is that I've always called those customers. Because again, it's a fast thing. When they're at a vendor show, they're stopping by, you know, let's say those 10 tables. They may know exactly what they do want at that time.
Stop. Cannot hear you.
Okay. Can you hear me now?
That's better.
That's so weird. I didn't even move. That's really weird. It's my personality, can I say? Can you hear me still?
The reasons you would call are?
Okay. So I would be that person, even if they checked no to all the boxes, that I would call. And reason is because, remember, when they're at a vendor show, it's a very fast-paced environment that they're stopping by, let's say, 10 tables. They may not know exactly at that moment what they want when they're checking those boxes. If I don't call them, then I'm missing the opportunity potentially. Okay? But if I do call them, then I have a whole... Did someone say my name? No? I'm hearing things?
No, but if you want to role play this one, that'd be good.
Let's do it. How about role playing? All right, who wants to role play?
Hey, can you guys hear me?
Becky, did you volunteer?
I sure did.
I know that would happen. Okay. All right. You ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. I'm calling you.
Okay, hello.
Hello, is this Becky?
Yes.
Hi,
Who's
Becky.
that?
This is Becky with the PFF. How are you today?
I'm okay.
Good. Is now an okay time to talk?
Well, talk about what?
Well, I was just following up with you from your vendor event I met you at yesterday. And I just wanted to call and say thank you for stopping by my table.
Okay.
You filled
Is
out
this
one of
about the slip I filled out?
Okay, you broke up. I didn't even hear you.
Is this about the slip I filled out?
Yeah, it is. I just, again, I wanted to call and stop and, take a minute to call and thank you for stopping by my table. I know it's pretty busy at those vendor events and you don't necessarily get the time to talk to the vendors. So I just wanted to offer the opportunity for me to send out a catalog to you in the mail. Would that be something that would interest you?
I don't know. I checked off no on all those things because I'm not really interested. I just filled the slip out on off chance I might win something. I do that at all the tables that offer them.
We all like free, don't we?
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Okay, well, that's no worries. What I'll do is I'll go ahead and drop you a catalog in the mail anyway, and then I will just call and touch base with you here in a couple weeks and make sure that it got okay to you. Would that be okay?
You know what I want to say. Okay, end of scenario. I'm the type of person that if I check off no, that means no.
Okay.
Don't call me. And that is how I think other people think. And that's why I have the difficulty. And we talked about this before.
Right.
That's
And
why
that's
I have
okay.
that difficulty.
It's okay, but guess what? You're running a business. Okay? And there's a difference.
Right, but if they're not interested in my business and they've indicated that on that slip, why am I going to waste my time and theirs?
Because on the off chance that it might not have actually been a no.
Right. Like, what if they don't understand what a cooking show is? And they're checking no just because they have no idea. And you're busy and they don't want to interrupt you, so they just check no.
Listen to Miss Negativity.
I'm brainwashing her.
I'm negative when it comes to myself, but I can help other people.
It's true though, guys. Think about it. How long are they typically at your booth for?
What?
How long are they typically at your booth for?
2 minutes.
A couple of minutes.
A couple of minutes. Okay. And let's say you're with another customer when they're at your booth. Okay? They haven't had a chance to connect to you. You talking to them may be the difference between them checking yes on that box or no on that box. So let's say that they did have 2 minutes that they actually got talked to you at this booth. the chances are now 50-50 that they would have checked yes or they would have checked no. Because you're building a connection with them. When they have nothing to inform that decision upon, meaning that when they have nothing, they have no relationship with you, they have no connection with you, most of the time, and I would say I would be that person too, I would check no. Because I don't know you. But if I got the chance to talk to you for a couple minutes, and you got the chance to put a bug in my ear about, let's say, that rock, crock, or double burner grill pan, then my answer may be a little bit different. And that's why I say you really never know if you never had the chance to talk to them at the vendor booth of what a no is a no. And if you call them and it's a no, never, then you know what? Wad it up and put it in the trash can. But if it's a no, not right now, then that's a potential in the future for you to have a show. But what you've done, what the script is, you've had that chance, that two conversation on the phone now, and the chance for them to actually get to know you a little bit.
I just have a really hard time with it because I don't want to be intrusive. And to me, that would be intrusive. That's just how I am. If I'm interested, I'm going to say I'm interested.
Right. And I get that, Becky. I totally get that. All I'm saying is that when we're running a business, put our money out there for those connections, then hearing that no is worth the phone call. If you call,
I'll consider it more.
What's that?
I'll consider it more.
She's so stubborn, y'all.
It's how I feel. It's how I feel inside. And I don't think you can change that about somebody until they've had more experience with a different aspect of it.
I think, guys, if she made phone calls and she called all those no's and she got a booking from those no's, she would completely have a different tune. What do y'all think?
Perhaps.
I bet she would call every single one and there would never be a question about it.
Perhaps.
You know what, Becky? I would turn that into a challenge. I would challenge yourself to turn a negative into a positive and see how many you can flip around, and then treat yourself to something for as many as you flip around. Try to be strategic about it.
Bless you.
I don't consider that a negative, though.
No? Well,
only because it's a feeling, and your feelings are you're entitled to.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, like, if you write something,
my challenge should be just to, my next vendor event is a couple weeks, see what I collect, and then from there move forward. And
exactly. And that's what this business is about, guys, is moving forward and not staying stuck. Okay? If you stay stuck, you're never going to get anywhere. We're all going to hear no. I mean, that's unfortunately a part of any business, is hearing the word no. When you're a kid, you hear the word no. When you're a mom, you hear the word no. You would think it would be a little bit easier when you're a business owner to hear the word no, but it's really not. It gets no easier to hear no, because for some reason we think it's a personal thing when really it's not a personal thing, but we make it be a personal thing. So let's remove that no from our thoughts when we're on the phone with people. We're going to say no. 1 out of every 10 people on the phone with you is going to tell you no. It's just something that's going to happen. But guess what may happen when you pick up the call or pick up the phone? You're on the phone with that 11th person. What may happen? You make it a yes. Then are those phone calls and those no's worth at that point? It's a numbers game. If you are only making 4, 5, 6 phone calls a day, what are the chances of you hearing a yes?
About one every other day.
Around that, yes. So you have got to make at least 10 calls when you're trying to fill your show schedule up. At least 10 calls. At least.
It's really all about attitude. If you're positive, you can talk more people into it than you would if you have a negative attitude that I'm just not going to get anything from it. So I just always try to have a positive attitude.
The other thing, the other piece of this equation that I want to talk to you guys about really quick is the fact that we have got to take I out of this equation. Okay? Me, I. What can they do for me? Right? It's not about me. It's about what I can do for them. When you start to take that and flip it around and actually go after these leads, the intent of helping them with whatever it is that they need, you'll also see some changes happen. Just like recruiting, and bringing people onto your team. When you truly go after what their goals are with this business, then you're going to see a difference. My goal is not going to be your goal. Your goal is not always going to be my goal. But if you have the heart in it and you're actually doing it for the right reasons, you're offering a show, you're offering a business opportunity, you're offering recipes, you're offering a fundraiser with the right intent, then blessings are going to come twofold. I mean, it's a matter of it's going to happen. All right, so before I take any more questions, just a couple reminders for you guys that I do have my show schedule posted on our team page, okay? I updated it so that all my shows are on there, and my goal going forward is to not go to my shows alone, okay? I want to go with you guys. I want you guys to be a part of going to my shows, getting that extra training. Picking up those ideas. My show, there's nothing special about my show, okay? But I have to be doing something right in order to maintain my business, right? Yeah, I'm a little nutty. You guys probably see that in my opening I posted last week. And I do try to make it all about fun so that that energy is contagious to people. But I want you guys to be open to going to my shows with me. I'm going to try the next show I have this weekend to take my daughter along again to kind of record another piece of my show for you guys. To have girls that are not near me that I cry about every day. So if you want to go to a show with me, make sure you guys let me know so that I can get them for my host because I don't just want to bring somebody to my show without asking them first. The other reminder is that I have created a opportunity group, not only for my potential recruits, but also for a place for you guys to invite your potential recruits. And no, I'm not stealing your recruits from you, but it's a place of information, basically. It's going to be kind of a resource for people that are considering our opportunity to be able to ask questions, to kind of observe. There's always going to be people that are sitting on the fence, and that's what we want. We want people to be out there sitting on the fence because when it's the right time for them, they'll know it. Okay? This has been a blessing to my life, and I know it's been a blessing to some of your lives. So the more people that we can always have sitting on our fence, the better off we are. Okay? So I'll be posting like our Grow Your Business opportunity calls. If I do any virtual opportunity offerings, our release special for the month. It's not going to be a place where I bombard with a bunch of posts. There may be 2 or 3 a month, and that's going to be about it. So feel free, if you guys have people that are interested in business and just want more information, to add them on there. We'll also be able to invite them, kind of like we did here, with Tina joining us just to kind of listen into what kind of training we offer, to kind of just observe and see how the WOLFPACK rolls. So I do welcome you guys to do that, though. Anybody that you have had a conversation with, or put it out there, like I said in a post, that if they want to be added to that group, then go ahead and add them. Any questions on that, guys? All right. Who has questions for me? The harder, the better.
My first question is, what do you give away?
What do I give away? Where?
At your vendor event.
At my vendor event, I give away.
Filling out these drawing slips for.
I give away normally a $40 or a $20 gift certificate, and when I call the winner, I will double it to $40 if they book a cooking show.
Okay, that's a great deal.
The other thing that I offer for those that did not get selected as the winner is I offer a free cooking show, meaning that I will bring the ingredients.
You offer that to everybody, even if they didn't win?
I will. Yep, my winner gets the gift certificate, or the $20 to $40 thing, and then everybody else that I call that maybe marked, maybe, or if I'm talking to them and they seem kind of interested in a show, then I'll offer a free cooking show to them. When you say free, doesn't that make your ears perk up? It makes you listen to things a little bit differently when someone tells you something's free. Like if I told you, Angela, I was going to give you a free back rub. You're a tired mom. We all like back rubs. So it's like, oh, it's free. I have to have it. It's free. Okay, so it's the same kind of deal with a free cooking show sometimes. They don't really understand what that free cooking show means, but they understand it when most people, when they think of a Pampered Chef cooking party, they think of ingredients are going to cost them like $25 to $50. And I think I taught you guys a little bit about that the other week when we talked about recipes, that when you can control the recipes, you can control the cost of things, right? So you can keep it a little bit cheaper, although you're going to use those power cooking tools. So, free is just a word. It's all in the context and how you use it. What other questions? Ina, do you have any questions for us at all?
I think she's still muted. She's having issues with hearing and stuff.
Oh, yeah, she is muted.
I told her that we're going to have, the three of us will have to have a practice round.
We can do that. We can definitely do that. If she's available tomorrow, I'm pretty much free anytime tomorrow.
Yeah, we'll work it out. It'll just take some time. It's kind of a learning curve, this Zoom stuff.
That it is. All right, Laura, you have any questions? No, you're so quiet tonight.
My kids are driving me nuts. There's a lot of noise.
Normal household, right?
Yep.
All right, Becky, you have any questions?
No.
Bye, Miss Angela. Joanne, do you have any questions?
I don't think so.
Okay, Brittany?
I have a personal question. Like it's regarding Pampered Chef, but my catalog party is starting tomorrow for the girl in West Virginia. And she said some of the girls were asking if I had PayPal, which I do, but for some reason I can't get it to link to my bank account. I'm guessing I told her that I could provide her with a link so the girls could order online if they didn't feel comfortable writing their credit card number down and mailing it back to me. But I guess one of the girls that wants to order doesn't have the internet, and she doesn't feel comfortable mailing her card number in the mail whenever she sends the order form back. So, are you familiar with PayPal at all?
I am. They don't recommend that we use PayPal to take orders for parties. It's not something that they really recommend us doing. I would either try to get them to send you a check, or I would either have them pay your host a check or cash, and then she could pay with her credit card when she places her order for their order.
Is that the easiest way to do a catalog show? Like have the host pay for everybody's order?
A lot of times, especially, with me doing a lot of shows down in West Virginia and me being up here, a lot of times that's what we end up doing because it saves a whole lot of time for everyone. So I'll just have them write the checks out to the host. The host will deposit them, and then we'll just use her card for it.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, and then you're
All right,
not
thank
having
you.
to worry about it. Like if the check's been written out to you and you're not anywhere down there that you could if a check bounced or whatever, your host can take care of it. It's her friends, so it really wouldn't be an issue at this point. Or for you and for your banking, it just makes it a little bit easier for everyone, I think.
Okay.
All right, any other questions at all? Erin, are you still there? It says she's still there, but I'm not sure if she's there or not. She's probably cleaning her house down in sweet old Georgia. All right, well, I'm going to go ahead and end this then, guys. If you have any questions, of course, you guys know I'm always here for you. Let me know if I can do anything for you. I do have a packed weekend with shows. I have a show Friday, 2 Saturday, and 1 Sunday. So if anybody wants to go along to a show, let me know. Yeah, going to be a busy weekend. So let's fill up those calendars and make sure you guys are checking into vendor events and seeing if you guys can get any vendor events on your calendars. Laura, if you have any more questions about your vendor event that's coming up, let me know.
I will. I do have one question. I do have a question, and it's a really weird question, but I don't have a banner, but I got a tent and I got everything else. Do you think I should invest in getting a banner?
Banner?
If I did, a banner to hang in the back.
Huh?
And if I did, how do I get the banner? How do I get them to design it? Because we don't have a staple.
It's not even 10 after 8 yet. It's
I
8:08.
I had one made for Joanne not that long ago. Remember when we had done that challenge the end of the year for the 12 days of Christmas?
Uh-huh.
On our post. That's what the prize was for the winner of that.
We were the only ones here.
So
she got on the
I had a
bus.
banner made for her, which I can send you a picture of what it looks like. I can actually have one made for you if you want one, relatively inexpensive.
If there was some way I could get the image of it, because like I said, we don't have a Staples here. My event is on Saturday, and I was thinking maybe I could just go down there. Because what is it, Office Depot or something? I think it's Office Depot. I don't know. That's like the only thing that we have, aside from like if you go to Panama City or something. Away.
Right. Yeah, I can send the image to you. That wouldn't be an issue.
Okay, I would appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, girls. Well, I will talk with you all soon, and you have a great night.
You too.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. That's the big one. The bigger one.